This is a Stereo Stages Productions documentary by Justin Black.
Hi, my name is Ria. I was born in the city of Amritsar, in Punjab, India. I moved to Derry, Londonderry, when I was 3 years old. I grew up here. This is my home. Even though I'm of Hindu faith, I currently attend Thornhill College All-Girls Catholic School. But I used to attend the Protestant Lisnagowan Primary School. I attend the local Sikh temple, the Gurdwara on Simpsons Brae. The meaning of the Gurdwara is that it's a residence of the Guru and it's open to everyone regardless of their gender, ethnicity, caste, colour, race, and basically in the Gurdwara we offer langar, which is made in a community kitchen down here, and it's made by volunteers, and basically it's vegetarian. It's all vegetarian. We've had some people who wanted chicken tikka, but we couldn't give it to them, so it's all vegetarian. And then there's some services that we do, and we give on prasad, which is basically a sweet dish. And during the services, we do have some rules like you would do in a church as well. So what we do is you aren't allowed to wear any shoes. You have to cover your head with a scarf or a shawl, and the males and the females sit separately and they sit in the ground, and we all sit in the ground because it's to show everyone's equal. So even if Queen Victoria or someone came, she'll have to sit in the ground. And basically when the services end, you do have to eat the langar because it's like a blessing from God that is made by the volunteers from here. So yes, that's about the Gurdwara, the short version. Indian culture is very diverse, I would say. There's no limits to it. It's all about togetherness, it's all about colours, it's all about freedom. It's a great culture to be part of. Growing up as an Indian in Derry, loads of people were interested in how the Gurdwara works and how religion works and all that. And we actually even got a group of young teenagers to come here in the Gurdwara as a experience, work experience type of thing. So yeah, it was good.
My name is Simon Amarjit Singh Nagra. To the local community, I'm simply known as Simon, and to a lot of Sikhs, I'm known by my formal name, Amarjit Singh Nagra. And Singh is a name that all Sikhs possess because it was given to us by Guru Nanak Dev Ji, who was the founder of the Sikh religion. And the word Kaur is the name, translated means a princess, that was given to all the ladies which we hold in high esteem. In Sikhism, women are equal to men. We're a genderless faith, and my Sikh teachings teach me that To be a good person and to be a good human being first is very important, and only then can you become a good Sikh, Hindu, Christian, etc. I came to Derry with my parents when they emigrated. I today am a Derry man, and my beliefs are that humanity is all the one. We don't, in Sikhism, we don't believe in converting people, because we don't believe one religion, for example Christianity or Islam or any other religion, is better than the other. We're all God's children, and here I feel a harmony with God, and I carry that into my community because I honestly do believe that when you're in harmony with God, all the evil disappears. My experience in Derry here, Derry City, is that I have received love and nothing but love from all its people, whether they're in the Sikh faith, the Christian faith, the great orange or green traditions, and that is reality. That is reality.
My name is James Nagra. My full official Indian name or Punjabi name is James Jasveer Singh Nagra. My dad came from India in 1949, settled here, and he lived here till he passed away 4 years ago at the age of 90. I have been born and reared in the city, so I know people from all communities, all colours, all faiths, all religions. So I like to think that I've mixed well with everybody and have friends on both sides.
My name is Declan McBay. What brought me to the Sikh Gurdwara is I was involved with Dr. Singh, who is one of the main members of the Sangat here. Through Interfaith, I was invited over to visit the Gurdwara, and I was very impressed when I first came, and I was invited to come to attend the services here on the Sunday, and I was to understand the language of Punjabi, which is the Indian language, and also to interact with the Indian and Sikh culture in general, and also just to make friends and engage with people from various different backgrounds. And it's all down to humanity as well, because reaching out and on a positive level, you know, basically in all levels of diversity as well.
I was training to be a consultant surgeon, and I come from Kenya. I was born in India, but my family moved to Kenya when I was around about 10. And so I went to school in Kenya. Then I went to university back in India, where I graduated from Amritsar, which is the holy city of the Sikhs. And I went back to Kenya, practiced for 3 years. Then I came to England to specialize in surgery. Having specialized this was round about the early 70s. In 1972, you will remember that Idi Amin, the then president of Uganda, kicked out all the Asians. So we were in Kenya, which was the next adjoining country. So I stayed put. And as fate brings you over, I came to help for 1 week in Northern Ireland in February of 1975. And it turned out to be a very long week. We are still here. I came to help and met such good people who said, somebody with your training, we are not going to let go. So I was rapidly progressed through the various grades. There was the senior register grade, and within a year I was appointed a consultant in Alton Galvin Hospital in Derry or Londonderry, and I've been here ever since. People ask me, have I had discrimination? I always say yes, but always positive one. There have been so many good people that I met in my life in my profession, in community, friends at large, who've been nothing but positive. And as you can see, I wear a turban. I'm a Sikh. I'm Guru Nanak's Sikh, and we've carried the tradition wherever we've gone in the world. Sikhs have fought in wars. Sikhs have contributed to every aspect of life all over the world. So here I am. I have 2 sons. My oldest son is a barrister who recently became a QC, and my youngest son is in financing, and he's a director in British Business Bank in London.
My life has been made very, very rich by the people. It's the people that make me what I am today. It's the personalities, different personalities, the diversity, the wealth of knowledge that we share every day. The neighbourhood, for example, the people that come in and look after my elderly parents, provide them with company. There's many little things that never get noticed in the fabric of our community.
My name is John McCrossan, and I've lived in this development since 1984. I was a banker. My wife was a dairy girl originally. I'm from Donegal, but we had moved to Belfast at one stage and came back here and built our home. And about 2 years later, Niagara's built their home and moved in, so we were there shortly before them. But over the years we've struck up quite a good relationship, and we do pop into each other's homes from time to time. And I must say that Mrs. Niagara Senior, as I call her, and Mrs. Niagara Junior both send us over lovely Indian meals periodically as well. So we help each other out. You know, if there's a difficulty with a piece of equipment or something like that, we'll also work with each other.
My name is Jerry Murray, and Nora, my wife, and I got married in 1982, and we built the first house in this cul-de-sac. John McCrossan built the second. We saw this house being built, and I knew the Niagaras from India House. For the last 20, 30 years, they've been our neighbours, our friends, and it's been like the great neighbours next door. And no one's ever sort of said, oh, it's Indians or whatever. They're just good neighbours, they're good people. And I think the funniest thing is that the younger generations have a most Derry accent, very much so.
My name is Nora Murray. I live just across the way from the Niagara family here. I have a son of similar age, and they were good pals and have been all through their school days and even as yet. And Aaron would have been over in our house, and my son Kayla would have been over here. We're good neighbours.
My own perceptions is that these people are not only my neighbours, but they're like family. Relationships goes well beyond the bloodline, and my life, I see them very similar to myself, in harmony with God, in harmony with community, and that's what makes my life so wealthy.
Do I feel Irish at all? I would say no, not really. I think I'm pure like embedded in our Indian society. But when I go back to India, because of like my accent and all, like they're like, oh, can you talk a bit of English? And I would talk, and because of my accent, they'd like think, you know, I'm proper Irish. But like you see the differences once you're in another country. But yeah.
Hi, my name is Mukesh Chugh, and I work in the hospital, and I'm here to tell you this story about the Indians living in Derry, Londonderry. The Indians living in Derry, Londonderry, you can divide into three major groups actually. The one is the people who came even before the partition of India, when India and Pakistan and Bangladesh was one country. And then there are people who came to this city who were professional, and you'll find most of them are into IT and hospital sector, may it be doctors, may it be nurses. And then there is a big group of people who are into business. And all those houses which you see in Derry, London Derry, the big business houses, they are actually the second or third generation of Indians who came here and has integrated so much to the society that even they have relatives within their local people, they have married into the local society, and that actually what I always call as the Indo-Irish relationship is very strong in this city. There are doctors, GP surgeries which have doctors from Indian origin. There are hospital workers, they are from India. Most of the nurses come from a south part of India which is known as Kerala, and it's very, very I should say a good import from India. Very skillful nurses. Wherever you go in UK, not even Derry or London Derry, everywhere in UK you'll find nurses and doctors from different parts of India. I personally come from north of India. It's a place called Jammu and Kashmir. It's more likely actually in news because of not the good reasons, because Kashmir, like this border town, is always in the news, because one part of the Kashmir is with Pakistan and the other part of Kashmir is with India, and there's always actually fight. We have fought a number of fights between these two countries on the issue of Kashmir, and still it has not been resolved, and you often listen stories about Kashmir. So I come from that part of India. In fact, actually, when somebody asked me what do you find similar in this town and in your town, I always say to them that socio-political scenario is more or less the same as the town I come from, which is true actually, because we also have a share of our troubles as this city has undergone, which I keep hearing from people who already were there when the troubles were in this part of the world, and I hear different stories about troubles in this part of the world. Similar kind of stories I have witnessed in my town also. And being in the medical profession there, so we were the sort of the first on call for those kind of scenarios when there is a bomb blast or the people who has been shot. So these kind of scenarios were not new to me, at least, because the place I come from, India, was quite used to these kind of scenarios. So coming to this part of the world was I found a little bit of a home thing. I can relate it to my hometown. So that was the thing which kept me in this city. Talking about the other Indians who came to this city and are into the big businesses, I just want to tell you one story. It wasn't an easy thing for them to come from a distant, remote part of mostly the people you find in and around Derry or London Derry, or from a remote part of northern India, and it's the town called Jalandhar. And many of the families which you see are in and around that part of town, and it was very brave of them to start their journey with nothing in their pocket, very few money in their pocket, and no English, and they landed up into this Derry, London Derry, and most of them started a door-to-door business. And the main idea was they used to have a suitcase with their clothes in it, and they used to knock the door, every door, and only thing they know was yes or no. That was the only English they know. And they knock the door, they used to show the whatever they have, garments in their hand, and would ask yes or no. And then they started a very new thing which was liked by the people in Derry, and that was the interest-free credit. So what they used to do is they used to give their stuff and used to collect money every week, which was a very good thing in that time, because not many people have a transport, and they used to provide their stuff at the door of the client and in the remote area also. So people were quite happy to have stuff at the door without going outside or without going anywhere. And then the money was simple. They used to collect money every week. So that was the business they started.
ਤੇ ਚਲੋ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਂ ਗਰਮੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੈਂਦੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਸਰਦੀ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਸੀਗੀ, ਤੇ ਪਰ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਵੀ ਜੂਠ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ, ਗੱਜ ਗਏ, ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਿਆ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਜੇ ਪੁੱਛੋ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨੇਬਰ ਆ, ਜਿੰਨੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਡੋਰ ਆ, ਦੇ ਲਾਈਕ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਫੈਮਲੀਆਂ ਰਹਿੰਦੀਆਂ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ, ਇੱਦਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ।
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਆਏ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕੀਤਾ?
ਕੰਮ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਫਿਰ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਘਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਿਮਾਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ, ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਰਨਾ ਪਿਆ, ਬੱਚੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਸੀਗੇ। ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਡੋਰ ਟੂ ਡੋਰ ਵੀ ਕੀਤਾ, ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਫੈਕਟਰੀ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਕੀਤਾ ਕੋਈ 20 ਸਾਲ ਵੀ 25 ਸਾਲ, ਤੇ ਪੀਟਰ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ 'ਚ ਕੋਲਾ ਫੈਕਟਰੀ 'ਚ। ਫਿਰ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਗਿਆ। ਬੱਚੇ ਛੋਟੇ ਸੀ, ਫਿਰ ਬੱਚੇ ਬੜੇ ਹੋ ਗਏ, ਉਹ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ ਚਲੇ ਗਏ, ਮੁੜ ਕੇ ਆਣ ਕੇ ਫਿਰ
ਜਦੋਂ ਟਰਬਲ ਹੋਈਆਂ ਸੀ,
ਜਦ ਟਰਬਲ ਹੋਈ ਆ, ਉਦੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ, ਤੇ ਸਗੋਂ ਜੇ ਜਾਈਦਾ ਸੀ ਤਾਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੋਕ ਅੱਠ ਕਰਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਰੇਗਨ ਗਈ ਤਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਗੋਲੀ ਚੱਲਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਈ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ, ਗਈ ਸੀ ਗਰਾਉਣ ਪੈਸੇ ਹੈ ਨਾ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਡੋਰ ਟੂ ਡੋਰ, ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਅੰਦਰ ਰੱਖਿਆ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ, ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ 2-3 ਘੰਟੇ ਅੰਦਰ ਰੱਖਿਆ, ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਗੋਲੀ ਚੱਲਣ ਹਟੂ ਉਦੋਂ ਜਾਈ। ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਪਿਆਰ ਮਿਲਿਆ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ। ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਫਿਕਰ ਵੀ, ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਆ ਵੀ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੱਗਦੇ।
ਫਿਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ?
ਫਿਰ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਸਟਾਰਟ ਕੀਤਾ। ਫਿਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਆ ਗਏ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਟਕੇ ਆ ਗਏ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਯੂਨੀਵਰਸਿਟੀ 'ਚੋਂ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਮੰਮੀ ਹੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ। ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਆਪਦੇ ਲਟਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ, ਫਿਰ ਹੁਣ ਤੱਕ ਵੀ ਕਰਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਕੰਮ। ਤੇ ਬਈ ਬਹੁਤ
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਹਾਊਸ ਸੀ,
ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਹਾਊਸ ਸੀਗਾ, ਤੇ ਮਗਰੋਂ ਫਿਰ ਸਾਫਰਨ ਰੱਖ ਲਿਆ।
I have facilitated many Bollywood and henna tattoo workshops here in the city. It never ceases to amaze me how well the local community embraces the Indian culture. No matter which corner I'm standing on in Derry, Londonderry, my country's food can always be found nearby. It's appreciated and valued. As an Indian youth in Northern Ireland, this brings a smile to my face. I fully embrace my Indian culture and traditions, but that doesn't stop me from having a ton of local friends. As a youth of different ethnicity, I feel fully accepted by the locals in the city. For me personally, living in Derry, Londonderry is a pleasure. As I said before, I am Indian, but this is my home.
This is a Stereo Stages Productions documentary by Justin